Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are looking at the PrizePicks plays for week number 5. So let's go ahead and get started. I got 5 props I want to share with you guys. Hopefully, we can get at least 4 out of the 5 to hit, if not a complete sweep. As always, if you enjoy the videos, appreciate the like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can check out the website, Twitter, all that stuff down below in the description if you wanted to get connected and join the team. Let's go ahead and get started. I have mostly receiver props I want to share with you. I have one quarterback prop, and that is passing touchdowns. And we are taking the over 1.5 passing touchdowns on Trevor Lawrence. Just the Jags have looked really good this year. Last week, tough game against the Eagles, just with the weather and everything like that. But Lawrence only had 11 completions, but 2 of them did go for a touchdown. So he continued his goodwill in that. 3 straight games of hitting at least 2 touchdowns, and I think it'll be able to happen again this week against Houston. He has good weapons this year to throw the ball to, and guys that can get open, like Christian Kirk, who they paid a lot of money to. He's been the beneficiary of Lawrence's touchdown passes a lot of the time. He's already up to 4 touchdown grabs on the season, so he looks awesome. And speaking of Christian Kirk, we're going to be looking at his over passing receptions prop, just because it is at 5.5, and he's hit this number very often as well. Just kind of can ignore the last game against the Eagles because only 11 completions for Lawrence. It was just a wet, cold, rainy game that had a lot of fumbles, and they had to rely on the ground game a lot. But Christian Kirk continues to be the most heavily targeted wide receiver on the team by far. Gets a great matchup against a bad secondary. He should be able to get open and continues to hit this number. He's just hit it exactly by half each of the previous 3 games, excluding the last game. But he definitely has opportunities, continues to get around 9 targets or so a game. Another over receptions prop that I like is Mike Evans is only at 4.5. This one feels very low considering how often Brady likes to throw the ball, especially to Mike Evans. He's averaging 6.5 props or 6.5 receptions in his last 5 games. The 3 games that he's played this year, I think one of these games against New Orleans, he did get ejected early. He got just for that fight that he had with Lattimore. So he probably would have hit that in that game as well. And the previous other games, he had 8 against KC and 5 against Dallas. With Godwin still looking good. But it's going to be Evans and Godwin really dominating the catches this year without Robert Gronkowski. They brought in Julio Jones, and they brought in Russell Gage. But in terms of the guys that are going to be out on the field, 80-90+% of snaps, it's going to be Evans and Godwin. So I really think in a great matchup against Atlanta in what appears to be a very high potentially scoring game for the Tampa Bay side, and a pass defense that has been one of the bottom 5 in NFL so far this year, can kind of count on Mike Evans to bring home at least 5 grabs. Moving over to the fantasy score prop, we are looking at the Chargers running back, Austin Eckler, to get over 16 fantasy. No Keenan Allen. It's a good matchup it's not a terrible matchup against the Cleveland defense. They are bad against the rush. They're very good against the pass, so we could see Eckler get a lot more opportunities to get actual carries, and could get some more dump-offs out of the backfield instead of them forcing the ball downfield, just because Cleveland does have a pretty good secondary. And after being held without a touchdown the first 3 weeks, he will still, if he had a touchdown in either, all the games, he would have hit the number easily. Last week, he broke out with 3 touchdowns against Houston, and I think that could, not expecting 3 touchdowns, but possibly another one, would, if he has a touchdown, be pretty shocked if he doesn't have over 16 fantasy, just with the type of player he is and the type of receptions that he usually gets. And then the last prop I'm going to give you guys is just a general touchdown prop. And we are looking at, there's a lot of guys that look pretty appealing here. But I'm taking Jamal Williams, just with DeAndre Swift ruled out. New England's defense also been bottom 10 against the rush. Jamal Williams dominates the touches on the ground. He got another 20 touches last week. So without Swift, we saw him become the bell cow. Two more touchdowns for him. He's already up to 6 on the season. He's had multiple touchdowns in already multiple games this year. So it just continues to really be a nice surprise for Detroit. He's always had talent, but it's just been getting the touches and getting the opportunities, and he's made the most of it. And he'll have another opportunity to do that again this week with Swift sidelined. So those are the 5 props I like for tomorrow. Trevor Lawrence, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Christian Kirk taking the over 5.5 receptions for him. We are also taking the over 4.5 receptions for Mike Evans, over 16 fantasy for Austin Eckler, and over half a touchdown for Jamal Williams. Well, that's what I got. Best of luck. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any other props that you guys like, leave them down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.